Hi and welcome. This is the first video for my new channel, Albert Technologist. And I'd like to introduce you. This is my studio and a couple other things it is, but here we got Windows 11 running on my, this is the studio computer. We also have a Windows 11 laptop that it's current for this year, and I got a free update to Windows 11. But I installed it for my my NAS server, so I have a folder for Windows 11 for newer PCs, and then another folder for Windows 11 for older PCs. Yeah, so and that's how the older PCs got their update. So basically I just upgraded. I didn't blow out the hard drive and put the new version on. No, why go through all of that? And then all I had to do is Windows 11 has a new feature now, so you can just remove the old Windows .old can be removed from the hard drive. So I have approximately 2 desktops that are running Windows 11. Those are AMD. Those are APUs, or accelerated processor units. They might go for advanced processor units, but let's put it this way: it works. Besides what other people say, the others that are talking about Windows 11. Should you upgrade? Yeah. Why? Because you got to move on. Because Windows 10 is not perfect. Windows 10, it's been around for a long time. It's time for an upgrade. It's time for us to move on to the next platform. I hope that at this time, this is what, 2021, that we'll be doing 128-bit. But, our processors are only, 64-bit, but they still support 32-bit. So, but not a lot of apps are 64-bit. I mean, they're getting there. There's still a lot of 32-bit apps out there, and a lot of people feel comfortable. But I've been doing this since we had 8-bit, and I go back down to 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit. But 32-bit for a long time. Oh my God! Now we're truly getting to 64-bit operating system, but still falls back to 32-bit. Yeah. Or like, for instance, IP4. My internet service provider supports IPv6. Yeah. But when I switch everything over to 6, I can't get to my files. I can't get to this. You can't get to the router. You can't get to anything. Nothing's going to want to work. So you had to put the legacy IPv4 back on there. You can't just completely remove it. It's a shame, though. But anyway. Yeah, let me show you what's going on with 11 here. Okay. Alright, so I got this. This is an Intel. What we got. Alright. So this turns into a tablet. But when I switch into a tablet mode, it won't work, because Microsoft has taken away that feature. They claim, well, gee, a lot of people are not using their laptops as a tablet. So, but I still have touchscreen features. So this is supported because this is current processor technology. Okay, so this one, I got as you can see, well, I don't bother with the little blue stuff in the back. This is what I want for a background. Everything in the house has the same background. I usually run this. This is Wise Game Booster. This is free software from Wise. I use this to clean up the RAM, clear up anything else. I told them they should have this built into their other program that I'm gonna run. Okay, so this freed up 842 megs of RAM. Okay, so this is beta program. This is not available. What's available? I think it's 5.9.2. What's available? So what this does, this can automatically scan the computer. What I was trying to say, I told Microsoft we need something like this built in. Why isn't that built in? Why do we still, we need a smart cleaning to clean the operating system. When you're idle, you can clean it. Like this one's doing right now. This company and Microsoft should merge together. Because, this program's been around for many, many years. I mean, this is 6.0.3 Pro. This is WiseKR 365. I'm not promoting them. I'm just saying it's a good program. You can get the free one. The free one doesn't do a couple of things, but you can clean your machine. So what it does, it checks for privacy, security, useless files, registry entry system. This is just one shot PC checkup. Then you got system cleaner where you can go deeper into the system. You got system tune up, it'll tune up the machine. I wrote a script a couple of years ago for Windows, actually legacy from 7 to 10. Because remember, every version of Windows is pretty much the same, because they just build up top of it. I mean, originally it was MS-DOS, then it went to Windows 3.1, then it just went to Windows for Workgroups, and then Windows NT, and then Windows Advanced Server 2000, and then Windows Server, and then the different versions of Server. 2013 Server was the best one. It was more stable. We went 2016, 2019, and then we have Microsoft Windows 2000. Remember Windows? Some of you might remember Windows ME. Oh my God! And Vista was really pre Windows 8. Windows 8 was a nightmare. But, and a lot of companies then migrate to 8. Then when 10 came out, everybody went to 10 Pro, Enterprise, Okay, so this machine here, it can be done automatically. It'll pop up when you boot up the system. It'll check. It'll tell you the system needs to be cleaned, and it'll do the cleaning itself. You don't have to interact with it. And then you got system clean. You can scan the registry. Then this is the best one here, Common Cleaner, where this goes through all the browsers and all the different junk that's in the system. But you gotta do this every day. Otherwise, PCs slow down. So when your PC slow down, don't blame the operating system. Blame the way they made the operating system. It don't clean itself. I know it has a separate program now in storage. So what do I think of Windows 11? Well, it's a big improvement over 10. I had one little issue with the OneDrive because I changed my default, to a different name. Well, Windows have spoken, and this one here is Windows Security. Okay, it scanned out the drive. Yeah, OneDrive. If you're gonna change your profile, it's a real pain to do, but you're gonna have to. And you've done everything, and it still don't work. You got to go into the OneDrive, then go in settings and unlink your prior whatever you use for our main email. Link that whole account, and then put the new one in with a new password. Then it'll sync. But you gotta really go to Microsoft site and under your name and profile and put the information in there too. It gets very complicated to figure out. Now, I'm still doing IT. If you read my bio or my about, I've been doing this for a long time. I was a developer, and then I did help desk, and the help desk, I guess A+ certification and all that stuff. and they moved me into supervisor role. There was two of us. I handled 6. He handled the other 6. Sometimes I handled the whole group. Whoever had the most experience. It was fun, but so much you can do with help. When you leave help desk, you go to desktop support. Go level 1, level 2, level 3, and then you go from that. You go into network technician, and if you're really good, you can go to network engineer. And network architect is mostly the one who designs the network. I was hired as that, but I pretty much did network technician work. And then I was able to land a job as they asked me, "Hey, Albert, we have an opening for a project coordinator manager. You want to do it?" I said, "Sure." And I did. I was in charge of New England. I was in charge of Albany and Massachusetts. There was a huge rollout of Windows. I think Windows 7 at the time. I did that. I attended meetings. I worked directly with the vice president of infrastructure. Attended meetings. I like meetings. I like to sit down and give your opinion and what should be done. Because if you don't do it, nothing gets done. So I work and I still do IT work out in the field. I'm hired to do HP. I do all the HP different divisions. I do some server work too, deployments. You just don't know what you have to be done. Then there's actually side work out there too. You're on call 24 hours and you can jump on. If you want to do it, you can go do it. You always check that kind of work. You should check before. If you don't feel like you can do it, don't go out there because they expect you to do it. Yeah. So this is okay. So this is clean. Then you have advanced cleaner where you can get rid of the logs and have old. It says log old and different files. You can get rid of that. This is this APU 2.80. I can overclock it to like, I think the max on this is like 3.4. Can't push it over, then it's up to act up. I've done overclocking it, but yeah, this comes with the overclocking program and everything. And some files. And this is called Slimming System Slimmer. It gets rid of the installation files. Now, this will not get rid of the installation files if you upgrade and it leaves that extra folder from last time. It will not remove that folder. So that's one little glitch with this. And this optimizes the system, which is already optimized. And this also scans for any privacy, anything that shouldn't be done. This also has a password generator you can use for making passwords. Okay, so I had 2 of these desktops and I had 3 other desktops. They're older generation, but they're quad core. They do still work occasionally. I got rid of all the hard drives and I went with SSD. So SSD, well, this has its own little 64 gig drive in there, which is a memory. It's like a memory card in there. But the computer down here, SSD. I also changed out this computer. I didn't know at the time, but it had built-in Wi-Fi. So I took out the 802.11n and I put AC 802.11 AC. I think it's dual band. I think it goes up to 800. I believe so. So I did that on all the computers and the laptop. So I have another laptop in the master bedroom. It's hooked up to just like this one. This is high definition, but this is not 4K. But this computer says it can do 4K. But the monitor is. I never hooked up this computer, this desktop to a 4K set. I should try to see what happens. This is a Sony. This is over. Let's see. Yeah, this is 10 years old. It looks like brand new. But it is. So here. So, as you know, and everybody says the same thing, this is in the middle, which is alright. To me, it's better. It's neater, but still, I had a whole bunch of icons on the bottom here. I know I can make them smaller. I know this third-party software, you can make it transparent, make it look like Apple. But I'm not going that far. It's no sense. See, but under 10, a lot of things was not showing up. See, now I got Bluetooth showing up. It's showing the what's this again? This is the Catalyst Control Center. On 10, sometimes it don't work. 10 is buggy, really buggy. I know Microsoft trying to fix it, but it's very buggy, and a lot of you know it's buggy too. You know, it's not perfect, and it's not perfect. It can be a real pain, especially with drivers. In the other room, I have a bigger system to this. That has 32 gig RAM. This has 8. This is dual core. That one's quad core. This has 4 GPU processors. That one, I think, it has 6 or 8. Yes. And one of the drivers. Oh, that machine. When I upgrade it, no sound. It wouldn't recognize the sound driver. What I did is I went and grabbed the HP. These are HPs. I went to grab the latest driver from HP, and so they wouldn't. That still wouldn't work. I had to go back and take one of the. What I did is okay. So I'm so used to working in a corporate environment, enterprise. You know, the whole network, the domain and everything. I built the same structure in my house. So everything is here is hooked up the same way, where nothing is saved on these hard drives. And everything is saved in one location. Just like you have in a business. Like a corporate business, you know, like more than 10,000, people. 10,000, what's it? Well, you don't say end user, you say employees. And that's the way I have it structured here. I keep doing the same thing. So when they go out in the field, you're used to, you don't get sticker shock. You're like, oh my God, what you got there? What's this? Print server? What's that? Because they all have the same thing here. All these printers, I have a couple of printers. They're in a print, I have them in a print queue, and that's why I have everything structured here. Oh yeah, this is running Windows Pro, 11 Pro. I was trying to put Pro in this and wouldn't recognize it. Even though it's a gateway, well, it's not really, it has a gateway name, but it's not truly a gateway. Yeah, because the gateway code to make this gateway, it would have upgraded to Windows 11 Pro, but it's Windows 11 Home. Home is working. I haven't run into any little silly snags yet. My touchscreen works. That's very important to me. I can get on the internet. Very important to me. Everything works like it's supposed to. Some people are not going to like 11 because they're used to Windows 10. But they said the same thing when Windows 10 came out because they like Windows 7. So it's kind of be funny. But I think more companies will upgrade to Windows 11 after it's stabilized a little bit. Microsoft still needs to work out some little glitches. But I like the fact you can run Android games. Well, technically, not really. Okay. Now, this is hooked up to my mixer. So it's audio interface. So it's not using the sound in the computer. It's using the mixer. So this is a good mixer. It's not cheap, but that's where it's coming from. Because I produce music and I'm producing it on the computer. Normally I'll do it on hardware. There's hardware versus software. It's another story on that one. And you need amplified speakers, that's what's here. That's what you see. So I haven't run into much problems, but I noticed Chrome and most of the browsers, when you type in a link, it's following it now. Before on the 10, it wasn't doing that. So if whatever I put on the screen, it'll follow it. Let me see. Everything's quick, much faster. I clean the machine, but it's fast. The internet's quick. I have a script. I haven't run it yet. I have to look for it. It's under the builds. I really don't want to. I can run it and show you. Let's see if I can find it. I was very good with I call it WMTZ. That was an old Android named TCP exploit update. If I run this, I'm not gonna run it, but I'm just gonna. It should tell me what the parameters. Okay, so it says Windows 7. I have to upgrade the script. I haven't updated the script yet because I made it back in 2012. So what this is telling me here is the receive side scaling state is enabled. The receive window auto tuning level is normal. The add-on congestion control provider is default. ENC capability disabled. The RF 1323 stamps are disabled. This is the clutcher right here. The RTO. It's 2000. It's still running. It's just like it was on the 10. What did I change that to? Let me see something here. I think it's supposed to be, let's see. The RTO is supposed to be, let's see. Okay. Alright, so they did change those settings. Good. I want to shut that off because I don't want that to run. So that was made back for Windows 7, but Windows 10 it could work. Cisco Packet Tracer. Do they still have that? Okay. Yeah. So when you're in business, you have to trace certain things in the network. When I did the deployments, I had to do a lot of tracing. Actually, brought software I should bring in with me. It's called LAN. It's LAN IP, a LAN spy. So it would spy the network. It would pull up files and optimize. I haven't used it. I haven't brought it out into no company. But that's a good program. It's still being made. Yeah. So listen, this is my view. Everybody has their own opinion. But 11, you're gonna have to upgrade to 11. 10 is obsolete, and 10 has a lot of problems. 11 they redid the structure. I'm glad they got rid of the Windows 8 tiles, and those are pretty much gone. You don't have that anymore. They need to do something better with the all apps, because all apps, you got to scroll down and look for everything. That's how it was before. You still have legacy stuff in here too, like device manager is in here. MS config is still in here, which I had set it to 2 processors and maximum RAM. That helped a little bit on this because it was a little. Yeah, you should check yours if you got a MS config and go in there and change it to the processors that you have. I don't understand why that program is still in there, but it's still there. Back. I would like to have all of these in here. I don't care if it went up a little higher, but I would like all these in here instead of having. So we don't have no desktop icons. Well, I don't want any desktop icons. I don't even know if this even can do desktop icons. I don't want that clutter. It looks better cleaned up here. Oops, don't turn that off. Microsoft. I'm glad I let Microsoft know if I have any problems. But like I said, you can restore it on an old PC, and it just needs that one DNL file that everybody knows about. So you know where to put that file. It does work. I had no problems. And then on this one, it's standardized, so it worked on this one. Has its This is supported, for the new whatever it is, TMP or whatever it's called. That stuff, it supports that. So that, but I updated it myself. I didn't wait for Microsoft to push the update down because it's taking forever. But everything on here is working. It's the same thing as that. It looks just like that. This is a bigger screen. It recognizes everything I have. Let's see. There's a virtual keyboard. This program is buggy. Wait. Oh, it won't. I'm using an ASIO compatible. Okay. So the way this works is you could take I don't know if you see the keyboard, but the keyboard becomes an mini controller, and you need that. So that's how the studio works. Everything is the keyboard. Everything. Well, this can be played either way, but a mini controller so you can control it with a computer. You can have a mixer. You can have all sorts of things that way. But you need ASIO. So, like, I'm using a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, to make music. I'm not going to show all of that because that's something completely different and got to be discussed in a different way. But let me tell you, this channel, we're going to talk about everything. I want to share with you some stuff from HP. So I had an HP deployment. It's not finished yet. So one of the brand new printers that came was DOA. Nobody knows, not even the support. I told the head project manager, I said, listen, from HP, nobody knows the answer. I did some research on my own, try to find out the problem, we updated the firmware. I made the firmware here. They sent me an email and I put the firmware on USB sticks. I don't think I have any around here. No, I don't have any. And I put the firmware in and plugged it into the printer and laser. Well, actually, inkjet printer. And hit update firmware. Update the firmware. Everything went well. We booted all right. But a couple, maybe 10 or 20 minutes later, we get this error. This error that nobody knows the answer to. And I told him, I said, hey, I used to repair HP printers, and I'm telling you, this is not working right now. And why make the client? He wants the replacement. So I made a couple emails, couple calls. They sent a technician out, but the technician took my advice because he had no clue. He said, I don't want to touch these printers. You see, some HP printers, they have laser and they bring back ink. They have an expensive inkjet. Inkjet one is supposed to do like 7 words a minute in color. Okay, but the ink for it's very expensive. Very expensive. It's expensive. It's like a $3,000 inkjet printer. We have installed a tray. The tray is like $250. That's what Amazon's like. That's what I'm roughly. Yeah, it's about this big. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's 190 pounds. Oh, God. Yeah, I can lift it, but you really need 2 people to lift it. And you have a couple of them to roll out. It's a lot. Yeah, my job is to make sure that printer is configured and set up correctly to the customer's specs and on the network. Sometimes we would call an HP manager, and then he can manage, and that's why it's called HP LaserJet Managed Printer, because it can be managed on the network. Those are the new type now. You got the nice touch screen, so it's like a computer and a printer all in one. They do work really nice, and then you have a thumbprint too if you put that device in there. Sometimes we have to do that to put that little device in. So you put the thumb, or a card reader. It reads their card, and then they can print. So that way nobody can have your print jobs. So they thought of everything. We haven't had much problem with those, but they work out of the box. Sometimes something doesn't work. Somebody didn't put it together right. Then they call me to go out and check on it. I'm not repairing anything. This I'm not doing that. I don't want to do no printer repair. I'll troubleshoot it and tell you what's wrong with it. I done a couple of those. They pay good money too. I just did a job for another company. They redid a retail store. I'm not gonna mention the name. And all the computer parts and everything was like, I guess, scattered, throw back in the box. So my job was to go in there, determine what was gonna be shipped back to the client. So that's what I did. And I brought the laptop to get the spreadsheet out. I used my phone as a hotspot. I have see now the only thing with this laptop. By the way, Walmart sells these. The only thing with these are the 802.11N, and we are now in AC 1200, AC 13, 19, maybe 23, maybe 3000 something. Okay, so I got this. I saw this on Amazon. This was like $19. It was on sale. It was dirt cheap. This is dual core. This handles 2.4 at 400 megabytes, and it also has 5 gigahertz band. It goes up to, well, not really a gig, but it's up to 837. I'm getting 800. No, it's 830. 800. The box says 800. 867. I'm getting 8. I think it's 37. That's not bad. That's not bad. But this is USB 3.0. The only thing with this is it gets hot. And what happens when things like these get hot? Yeah, it stopped working. So I ended up getting this cooling fan. This is cheap, boy, but it's good though. This is metal. Hopefully it's quiet. And it works with this 11 point. I think it was 11.6, 11.9. I don't have the box. I can't recall what it is. It doesn't really matter. But the battery gonna last 10 hours on this. 10 hours. I have USB 3.0. Gives you 3 more ports, and you got a gig port right here. This thing is hot though. This is really hot. But yeah, so I can go either way. I just pack all this up in a container, like a bag, and I go do the jobs. But the job requires a laptop. The job requires a whole bunch of stuff. You got to be prepared. But like I said, 11 is, you're gonna have to install it. Try it out. Don't like it, you always revert back. But I don't think I'm gonna revert back because this is quick. It's much faster. Games run much smoother. Everything is just like it's supposed to. I haven't seen anything. I'm running on everything in the house. Oh, I don't know. I'm videotaping here and videotaping the other rooms to show you how it is. Then we have 4K. I have one. Oh yeah, that's another. This laptop, the processor in here supports 4K. Even though on the box it says it only goes up to 1080p FHD, but it handles 4K. 4K on the screen here. 4K hooked up to a 4K TV. I have the adapter. You need a mini HDMI to full HDMI port. I had that. I had that left over from tablet days. I have a 32 gig micro SD card in here. I have a 64 gig. I don't know where it is. I can find it. I want to put it in here. So when I'm working on the road and I lose Wi-Fi connection or the hotspot not working, I can save to the micro SD for backup. I don't want to save anything to the drive because, I got enough room as it is on that thing. But the only thing I have one little issue with Microsoft Teams, the new chat program they got, the Microsoft Teams, is it works on these machines. I have no problem, but on one machine, it pops up now and then on its own. Drives me crazy, and I think the only way to disable that on Pro is going to group policies, like I had to do with Cortana. Remember under Windows 10, if you had Cortana activated, or you tried to disable her, you couldn't. She'd pop up anyway. That was very annoying. Or when Microsoft put the news reports and everything, if you put the mouse over here near the clock, it would pop up on top of you. And then when you go into Facebook and you start doing the chat, it would pop up on top of the chat. Here it doesn't do that no more. Thank God. Ugh, that was annoying. There was a couple of things. 10 had a lot of annoying things. But that's gone now. So now we're doing 11. But, oh yeah, you guys have any questions? You have problems with your computer or things that you can't figure out, you can ask me. I'll help you. That's what the kind of work that I do. I do the